Broadcasting live from Los Angeles, California. This is Dos Hermanos RC Radio Show.
They're smoking, bro.
Oh, smoke's coming out?
Magic smoke's coming out.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you want to stop? Your car's smoking.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dos Hermanos RC Radio Show. My name is El Diablito, and I'm here with my brother Mike. I'm here in Los Angeles. Mike's out there in Orange County. What's going on, Mikey?
What's up? What's going on, dude? Freaking it's cold. Got the heater up at 80 degrees so it can feel like summer inside the house because it's freezing outside.
Nice. I'm super excited about this radio program that we're going to be doing in regards to what's going on in the RC community. Like I mentioned in our post, why did we start Dos Hermanos RC? And it's a very interesting story, and we wanted to share that with everybody because in the last few months since we started this, Mike, we've got to meet a lot of cool people, right?
Yeah, we've met a lot of interesting people. The community itself is just awesome. They've come in together and helped you along the way with any questions, anything that helping you out in what products to buy, what's the next RC coming out. They've been so generous and so helpful, and I think it's helped out a lot. And enjoying this hobby as an adult now, there's appreciation for it a lot more. And I think it's pretty awesome.
Different, right? It's different from what we expected. I actually bought my first Traxxas RC. No, I got to go back because, okay, officially I bought my first Traxxas RC last year, which was the Bigfoot. It's a two-wheel drive, and I thought that was shit. I thought it was like, wow, it's an amazing vehicle. I bashed it. My daughters played with it, and obviously I used it for a couple months and whatever. Then I put it away, and then the whole COVID-19 pandemic started, and we were all stuck at home. I started working from home, and I believe you also started working from home.
Yeah, we did.
And,
I started working from home.
And so that really was my first RC, which was Traxxas Bigfoot. But you, on the other hand, you were into RCs way before me. And
way before. My first RC was it was a gas-powered one. It was a rally car that I had, and it was awesome. But gas-powered just seemed like it took a lot of work. You always had to maintain it and always buy the fuel. And I ended up picking up a team associated RC. This was maybe good 15 years ago, I would say.
Wow.
And yeah, and that was my first build, was the TC4 from Team Factory Associated. I still have it to this day. It was my first build. I loved it and been into the RC world ever since. And it's a drift car. And I had one, and then I had another one that was just a straight touring. And man, that car was a beast.
How much was it when you first got it?
The kit itself was maybe about $200-300. And you start buying the engines, you start upgrading the suspension. Man, I think overall that by the time I finished upgrading everything, I would say I spent well over $1,200.
Wow. Yeah, this hobby is not cheap, man. Let me tell you that.
It's not for the faint of heart at all, man. Yeah.
Everybody knows it as the rabbit hole, right? Once you jump into that first RC, you're definitely going to jump into that rabbit hole. Unless you're a poser, unless you just did it because it was a spontaneous purchase. But most of us jumped into that rabbit hole and we don't come out.
Yeah, dude, we don't come out. I've talked to some of these guys that have 4 or 5 different rigs, and they're just like, yeah, you buy one and that's it. You're done. You're just in this world that's like, I want to get this better. I want to get this rig. What's the difference? And we've been in it since quarantine, and I started with one rig, and now I got 4 or 5 of them. And it's crazy because each rig each company, the way they make it, it's just it performs different.
Right.
And
So, yeah. So the reason we're here today is because we want to say, why did we start Dos Hermanos RC? And after we listen to a song, we're going to start talking about why we started Dos Hermanos RC. How did the name come up? And what do we feel about the community so far? I know you mentioned that we've met a lot of cool people, but there's also the dark side to all that. And, we're going to be talking about, our rigs that we have, what's coming up, and what we would like to see more of the RC community. And perhaps we could talk a little bit about ourselves, what we do, because we've met a lot of cool people, like you said, out in Fontana, at CDM, at Bracket. And, we just want to talk about it. We want the community to be a lot closer, a lot tighter. I know that there's a lot of circles, different circles among people. And we just got to make this bigger, man, because it's incredible. It's an incredible world. But we're going to talk about why did we come up with Dos Hermanos RC after the song. I want to send out a special shout out to Julio Cisneros, who's listening at this moment, and also to Jason's RC Garage, who I met yesterday at Bracket while I took my new rig out there. Super cool dude, man. That guy, I got to tell you his story when we come back. So stay tuned. Don't go away. We're going to listen to a song. And after we listen to it, we'll come back.
Broadcasting live from Los Angeles, California. This is Dos Hermanos RC Radio Show.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Dos Hermanos RC Radio Show. My name is El Diablito, and I got my brother Mike, who's on the other side. He's in Orange County. I am here in LA County, and we are starting our first show today. I'm super excited about this because a little bit about myself real quick before why we started Dos Hermanos RC. I've been in radio business for about 22 years, going on 23, and I produce the number one radio show in the entire country and also in the city of Mexico. And radio is my passion. And I told my brother, dude, I have Radio Toxico, which is what you guys are, the platform which you guys are listening to this show on. And I told him, bro, I should do a radio show, man. He's like, dude, let's do it. So we're going to try to do this once a week. I'm actually doing it because we're on vacation right now. So that's why I've been out and about. I told my wife, you know what? I'm going to start going out to different places on Friday. It wasn't my official day off yet or vacation day off. But I went to CDM with my brother, had a good time. His wife was out there with her Trax Blazer, which did phenomenal. No, it didn't. It did horrible.
It did horrible at CDM. And it doesn't like CDM at all.
Does not like CDM at all. And so that was Friday. Saturday, I had to take off. I couldn't go anywhere because my wife wanted me to do stuff around the home. Yes, I'm considered a mandilon. A mandilon in English. What's a mandilon in English? Is there such a word? Housewife? Or no, house husband? Or what are they?
No, he's a P-whooped. I don't know if we could say that.
Pussy whoop. Yeah. Well, no, that's not even that, I think. But anyway, so Sunday we went out to Fontana, had an amazing time because that's where I took my second official build. It's an Element Enduro. We'll get to that later. I don't want to talk about it right now. But had a great time, and this brings up the topic of the whole Blazer that really loved Fontana. It did amazing up there in Fontana. Are we okay?
We're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, it's because we have Mike's wife checking out the signal, making sure it's working properly since we can't really hear what's going on.
When you have time.
Hey,
Michael should use the microphone. That's all I was going to say.
Oh, okay. Hey, your wife sounds better than you, Mikey. We're gonna have to get.
So
on.
I used to have a podcast. No.
Oh, really? We're gonna have to get you on maybe next week to let the ladies know that they could also be part of this RC world. How's that? Will you be our
Yeah, sounds
special
good.
invite next week?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Michael looked at me like, "Oh man, what are you doing, bro?" Anyway,
It's all good.
so the Blazer had a great time up in Fontana, right?
Which is the wife's Blazer,
Mhm.
and she had a great time. And for being stock, they did amazing right out of the box. This is one of the better RTRs that it's running out there. To be quite honest,
Right.
my wife was impressed with it, and the bug, like we say, that bug starts itching at you, and she was already talking about what if I add a little bit of extra weight in the front, or what if I change the tires? Would it perform better? And she was taking a look at your rig and the way it was performing versus the SCX10 too, and she's like, "Well, you guys have weights on it, better tires. What if I do that to the Blazer? Would it perform better?" We're like, "Absolutely." So that bug is itching at her toes right now. So she's been looking online and trying to figure out what is the first upgrade she wants to add.
Right. And it just did amazing, man. What a difference. And it's funny because we're learning all this in regards to how our rigs perform, what they need, what they don't need, what kind of tires they need, and all that we'll talk about later on in other episodes that we have. Hopefully, people who are listening to our show and podcast, because you'll be able to listen to this on our YouTube channel. Hopefully, we get support and people who are interested in knowing what two guys like us that don't know jack about the mechanics or the proper terms or words, the mechanical words, have to say about this stuff, because we're just normal, we're average Joes, bro. And that brings us to why we started Dos Hermanos RC. So basically, here's the rundown. Maybe you want to say it. We were both in quarantine, and around June, July, I called you up.
Yeah, we're both working from home, quarantine. My brother ends up FaceTiming me about, hey, you know what? Let's buy some RCs. We're bored, and let's just get out there somewhat, somehow, some way. And my brother's been talking about, let's get some different RCs out there, and he was inquiring about trail runners and all this kind of stuff. And he came across the Traxxas Land Rover, right? He came across it, and he was like, "Oh, what do you think, broski? You think it's a good buy? Do you think it's good?" And I don't know if I should pull the trigger. And I was like, "All right, cool. So you want to get some, want to confirm? Like, are you serious about this? And you want to move forward and kind of get together and do this stuff?" And he's like, "Heck yeah! All right, cool." And I told him right there and then, I'm on my work computer. I was like, "Bought it. It's ready, sent, and shipped. Be here in about 5 days." And he was just like, "What are you talking about? Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah, you said you want to do this." I go, "It's either go all in or none at all."
Yeah, that's very true, man. And we ended up buying our first official trail rigs. At the time, we didn't know about these terms yet, the trail rig, that they were meant for certain stuff. And it's funny because my brother is in Orange County. He lives next to this place that's Irvine Trails, and it's really rocky. So me and my brother took our brand new Traxxas Defenders to this place that had really sharp, edgy rocks. And they seem to perform really well, right? And
it was a lot of fun. Hey, you know what? It was fun going up and down that trail.
It was. And so we met Big Bertha. It was a humongous boulder. And so basically, it was a huge boulder with a nice angle to be able to climb. And next to it, it was a smaller rock. So therefore, it was like a step. So me and my brother would take our Defenders up that rock, and they would take a beat down. They would fall from almost halfway down, and they were getting scratched, beat up. My fenders were coming off, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, what the heck?" So at that time,
pieces were flying off. We got that on video where your fender ended up actually flying off in one of the rocks.
Yeah,
because they're so sharp, and there's just angles. And again, we didn't know about angles. We didn't know about approaches.
We didn't know about top heaviness either. We didn't know about the difference of bodies. It's amazing that the chassis is one thing, but when you add a body to it, it definitely changes the whole weight distribution. We didn't know about dynamics. That. So that was our pet peeve for about a month, right? We kept going to that same Big Bertha rock,
Mm-hmm.
and it just turned out to be that we're using the wrong vehicles.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, nothing to take away from the Defender. It's an awesome body. But it's a trail runner. That's what it is. It's just for trails, and it looks good. It does your basic rock climbing. Yeah, absolutely. But for Big Bertha, that's when we were like, we need something else.
Yeah, Big Bertha, just so you guys can get a better sense of it, it's a big boulder. The height was, how tall are you, Mikey?
It's about a good 4.5 feet tall.
No, a little bigger. It's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, you know what? We'll look for the video.
We'll put the video up on look for it on our YouTube channel. It's there for sure. Dos Hermanos RC. So that was our first rig, and then I needed something for our pictures and videos, and I told my brother, you know what? I came up with this name, Dos Hermanos RC. What do you think? He's like, I like it. I really like it.
I was thinking something along the same line. Two brothers, and I was bouncing the ideas off my head, and I was telling my wife, and I was like, what do you think? She goes, why don't you do it like in Spanish? What does it sound like in Spanish? I go, Dos Hermanos. And she was like, all right, that sounds cool. And then you guys could put your rigs this way. And little did I know, my brother had texted me. You had texted me, and we looked at the text message, and sure enough, you came up with the same idea, Dos Hermanos RC.
Yeah, I had this guy come up with a logo for us that drew it, and my brother's all into sandals and his Hawaiian shirts. And, I'm more of a t-shirt guy and jeans guy with my Air Jordans because I love Air Jordans. Man, they got to make some Air Jordan hiking boots, man. I don't know if they already make those, but they do? they do have them?
They should.
Oh, they should, right?
No, they should.
Shit, I was going to look on it right now. But so that's how Dos Hermanos RC got created because we wanted to put content up there. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm into radio. I've been in the business for 22 years. I'm also part of the social media manager on our show. And I just like creating stuff. So that's why I started doing this with Dos Hermanos and exclusively just content on RCs, and we don't really put anything personal about us because we wanted to really be focused on RC,
Yeah, and being home and day in and day out, I know you didn't have the luxury of going out anymore, and I guess in a way we take it for granted of actually going to work. I'm about maybe 20 minutes away from work, 15 minutes without traffic. I'm in the mortgage world. I do a lot of reverse mortgages. So I deal with a lot of the senior communities. It's hard, and the job can get stressful at times. And trying to figure out something that doesn't have to either be off for a run or working out or been watching Netflix. I needed another activity. So when you came up with the idea of getting, hey, let's do RCs, that's why I didn't hesitate to spend $500 on a drop of a dime, because it got me outside. It was something different, and it's so relaxing to just sit there and just play with the RC and just try to see this line and try to go over it. And there's this satisfaction of doing it. And
the satisfaction is more, broski, when you build your own rig, man. Like I've had the opportunity to build two already. As most of you that are probably watching this or listening to this, I have a Traxxas kit that I bought, and I put a F100 Proline body on it. And oh my goodness, that thing's a beast, guys. I mean, it's not to a competitive level, blah, 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 but it does what it needs to do when it needs to get it done. And my brother is really competitive with me, and he's seen it. He's seen for his own eyes that it's climbed some nice rocks or crawled some nice rocks, and it's come to really, really be a good performer, man.
It's it's come a long way from the beginning, absolutely. And I know that you had mentioned it was a nice getaway from everything else that was happening. Having that build, the TRX, for you, it was just like, man, it took you away from everything else.
Yeah,
you were just focused on building it, and the parts are so tiny, and you got to focus on everything, because one way or another, if you don't focus on it, your rig's gonna go the wrong way. And,
Right. Yeah, that's definitely true, man. You got to be focused on it. And like you just mentioned, the little parts. The little part that I really hate the most is the one that looks like a little horseshoe. That's like a locking mechanism that goes around
oh.
the drive shafts. I hate that one, man. But I became a professional with my second build. I was able to perfect it with putting it on the shocks. And my second rig is the Element Enduro, which I highly recommend. My nephew, who has built one before I have, and his own dad that you guys are listening and watching right now, he hasn't built his own rig yet. But my nephew, when I saw him actually finish with the, well, of course, his dad helped him out. But when I saw it out in Fontana performing, oh my goodness, I was like, my Element Enduro is going to be incredible, man. And sure enough, it outperformed my F100. The expectations that I was expecting, it surpassed it, Mikey. And you saw it this weekend, man.
Yeah, absolutely. The Enduro was a beast. I see why everybody's talking about it. I see why everybody's like, get the Enduro kit. It's highly, everybody, almost just about everybody buys it. You know, the next one up would be the Vanquish, and you know that's also a beast in itself. Quite, you know, a little bit out of my price range for now, but yeah, the Enduro is just a beast. It's just wow, it's amazing. But you know what? But all the RTRs, the ones I've bought in so far, because I've also bought the Honda,
I don't
the
feel the
SDX10.
RTRs no more, man. I don't feel them no more, man. And I think I think that's I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best builder or anything like that because I follow the instructions on YouTube. But oh my goodness, I think, and I like to hear from our audience that RTRs are not the same once you start building your own kits, Mikey. And I'm going to tell you why when we come back after this song. This is Dos Hermanos RC. I'm here with my brother Mike. I'm Diablito. Follow us on Instagram. Give us a like, comment if you like. Follow us on Facebook. So we're going to listen to this song, and then we'll continue with what is best, RTR out of the box or your own kit. So don't go away.
RTR don't have time for it, man.
Broadcasting live from Los Angeles, California. This is Dos Hermanos RC Radio Show.
Ladies and gentlemen,
like I said,
welcome back to Dos Hermanos RC Radio Show. I'm here with my brother Mike.
What up, what up, what up?
And I am Diablito. So right before the break, we're talking about what's better, RTRs or kits. But I don't want to derail the what we had posted earlier today. Why is it that we called ourselves, or why do we call it Dos Hermanos RC? It's because it's my brother Mike and myself. We like RCs. We definitely don't know all the mechanical terms or the terminology or all the, you know, all that intellectual stuff of the mechanics. But
hey, but we're getting it down though. We're getting it down little by little.
Yeah,
we're learning the difference between axles and portals and
knuckles
free
and
weights and
blah blah. Yeah, definitely. And of course, that's why we call it Dos Hermanos RC. And our logo, it's himself and myself. Basically, who we are and what our first rigs were, which were Trax Defenders. He got the gray one, and I got the blue one. And it was crazy because it's funny. It's funny because I was starting to buy so many scale items for it that it was getting heavier and heavier and making it more impossible to climb or to cross the river, because that's where me and my brother actually started going with our rigs, with our tracks.
Yeah, we started going to the river. That's right. And that river was a lot of fun.
Oh, my goodness. It was the best summer ever, man.
And I wanted to have a point and prove the point that the Defender can do it. I started losing the weight. I started losing all the extra accessories. I started losing the rear tire. I started removing the rear bumper, but it didn't perform like the way I wanted it to.
Right.
And so, that's when the second purchase came.
Yeah, the Honcho.
Honcho.
My goodness, it is a beast. So that was the third vehicle to our third car to our fleet for Dos Hermanos RC. So we had two Defenders, and we had, of course, the Drifter that my brother had prior to all this, and of course my Bigfoot. And my brother purchased the Honcho, which was an amazing crawler.
Yeah, right out of the box, man. And we're learning this. This is why we got into it. We wanted to learn about the differences, and going online, I figured out, I was telling you, Roy, that dude, there's different classes. There's like a class 1, class 2, and a class 3, and it makes a difference in the way you set up your rig. And not knowing I guess you just not knowing how we're going to get into it and what we wanted to get out of it. I think that's how it started with the Defenders. It's just we didn't know what direction it was in.
Right. And when I saw the honcho, which I really feel like it does not get enough love from the RC community, well, at least that I see. Until recently, I've seen more people kind of build up their honchos, and they looked amazing. They're looking so tough. They're adding weights to it, and they're just creating monsters out of it. But it's not really common in the RC community. Well, I'm talking about what I see. Okay, I don't know. About others, because me and my brother just started this. We've been in the game for about 4 months, since August, late July, and the community is incredible, and that's why our second topic of the night was the RC community. They're super cool. We've met a lot of cool people, man. We've met Javier. We met Hansel.
Yeah.
We've met Kevin. Isaac, Diego. We've met a lot of cool freaking people who are willing to help you out in anything. And you know how cool it is that my birthday was October 27th, and Hansel gave me this gift unexpectedly for me, and I really appreciated it. And I'm like, bro, I have friends that have never given me shit, you know. and for him to do that, it meant a lot, you know. And he took us.
And I think it just shows us what the community really about. It is a tight-knit community, and everybody just kind of hangs out, and everybody's just like family at the end of the day. And it's amazing so far, because you could go just about anywhere, you know, whether it be Fontana, CDM, or, you know, just meet a fellow, somebody that has an RC, and it starts a conversation right off the back, and it feels like you've known them your whole life, because you could easily talk about the RC world, and then all of a sudden you're talking about personal life. It's just amazing.
It is, and it goes back to the guy that I met yesterday, Jason from my RC garage. Super cool dude, man. He was there with his wife, I believe, and right away he's like, "Hey, man, this is my first time here at Bracket. What's a good spot?" And I told him, right, and we just started talking like we were old friends, bro. And he even invited me camping, and I was like, wait a minute, why camping? No, I just no. He was just telling me that when he goes camping, he gets bored sometimes in the spots that he goes to. There's so much opportunities to do rock crawling that he actually sold. I think he told me it was a slash track slash, and he bought a TRX with it. And he bought also himself a 118 scale. It was a small 124 scale Jeep, and he's been having fun with it, man. And he's getting to the crawling world where we are at now. And I don't know if I could ever go back to trailing. I mean, I love my Defender, and I really want to enjoy that river runs with you, bro. But there's nothing like, you know, like actually crawling, you know, and getting back to the community. There are more amazing people than assholes in this community. And the ones that I don't like, the ones that I really don't like are the ones that post stuff and share their pictures. And then you start asking them, "Oh, bro, where did you get it?" I understand the secrecy, you know, I understand the secrecy of not sharing certain things, but man, when it's something so common that you could find it a little bit, you know, by doing research, you know, you'll find it. But it's a lot easier. "Hey, where'd you get it, bro?" And they never answer you. You know, that sucks. That's not really being part of the community, I think, you know. I think the whole point of being in the RC community is sharing your maybe your ideas, or sharing where you get some of your stuff. You know, maybe I could use something that I see that I like on your rig differently than you, you know. So it's all about building or sharing, you know, and that's the part of the RC community that I don't like. Maybe it's something that's maybe I shouldn't be saying it, and people might look at it or hear me say it in a negative way, but I just don't like it, because there's a lot of cool stuff out there that some of us wish we could get, but we don't have leads on how to get them. Or maybe I've gone to realize, Mikey, that some people build or weld cool stuff.
Yeah.
Let's say that I got it right. Someone built it for me. And if you ask me, hey, bro, where'd you get it? And I don't say anything, then you're holding that person that made it for you. You're maybe keeping them, or you're blocking them from making some money. Maybe it's something good for that person, you know, but because you don't want to share the information, then that person's business doesn't grow. So that's where I'm going at, you know. There's a lot of people that do cool stuff. Javier from IERC, he does amazing work. I've already wasted so much money with him, with the tires, with the bumpers, with the bed, and other stuff that I've gotten from him. But it doesn't matter. At least I know I'm helping him. I'm helping his business, and that's what this RC community is all about: helping each other. You know,
it is. It's all about helping each other, and you know, I know there's a lot of these guys out there are very competitive and want to keep it on the down low what they have, and I think that's probably one of the things that we look at. But you know, share your idea, or share at least, you know, a part that's similar to it. You know, I know that you're trying to keep XYZs on the down low because you're competitive. All right, cool. I totally understand that. But why not share something that's comparable to what you have and say, hey, this is, I can't tell you what I have, but you know, because XYZs, but you know what, I think this would probably work on your rig. And you know, I guess there's that competitive level. I guess that's why they probably keep it a secrecy.
Right.
But yeah, shout out to, you know, the welders, man. A lot of those guys who weld their own cages, man. It's just wow. Like you said, man, it makes you want to make sure that you had paid attention in shop class, and you know, you could have designed. Like, we could design our own stuff. We would have paid attention in shop class.
Right, I know, man, and big props to all those guys, man. Especially the guys who are creating stuff on 3D machines, or actually maybe the 3D guys that are printing them. That's cool, but the ones that are designing it, that are manufacturing, you know, inches or centimeters by centimeters. That's another thing that me and my brother got into, man. We know shit about centimeters, and we both went out to AutoZone and bought our centimeter rulers. Man, it's handy, bro, for building
that thing itself is such a lifesaver, bro. I can't tell you, while helping my little man, you know, build his rig and trying to figure out which one's 124 millimeters and the other one's 100, which one's which, and trying to convert that into inches and using a regular ruler, it was a pain in the ass.
But we're talking about the Element
Enduro.
The Enduro manual. It gets confusing at times, and there's been a lot of talk about it, that it gets confusing. Some of the parts are not to scale, or they don't look nothing like the picture, or you can't tell if it's the right
up or down, or it's a pain.
But at the end of the day, Mikey,
that ruler helped though. You gotta admit though, that ruler. I mean, I had put there's another one, the hard panel, or the hard pan. I had put the wrong size in there. So that little tool, if there was an investment, if somebody told me before I started all this, hey, Mike, invest into a electronic ruler, it's going to be a lifesaver. Dude, I would have done it a long time ago. You know?
Yeah.
What's $15, you know? It's $15 to, you know, make sure you build your rig correctly. Come on.
Yeah, I know. And what I was going to say is that it's definitely a game changer, and it's part of the game. You know, a lot of us complain about the manuals the manual that Element puts out, and you got to kind of figure shit out. But I think they probably did on purpose for those who get upset really quick. I mean, I get frustrated, but not to the point where I see people on YouTube talking shit about them, you know, and or they start bitching, oh, my fingers hurt, oh, by turning the screw. Figure something out, man. You know, there's other ways of turning the screw, you know, but there's a lot of princesses in this community as well.
But yeah, no, man, I think, you know what, putting things together, RC 4-wheel drive, man, having and then anybody can vouch that if they've had their wheels, it is one of the most pain in the butt wheels to do. And I see why people don't run them. The wheels are bad. I love them. They're on my TRX4. They're on the Sport. And I love the way they look. But to mount them, they're a little bit pain in the butt. But you know what? My fingers hurt at the end of the day. But I was proud of it. And I wasn't gonna bitch about it, you know.
Right.
It's I'm not gonna cop out on an easy way just because it's too hard. Nah, man, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right. I think one wheel. I think before I figured how everything was mounted and everything goes, I think it took me an hour to mount one wheel.
Right.
And
We're gonna discuss.
but like you said,
we're gonna discuss wheels, Mikey, the next week. You know, I like I said, I don't want to go off topic and stuff in regards to what we have planned today. Returning to the community, one of the good things that I love about this community is the fact that people like Proline, Element, Enduro, IERC are one of the few that actually repost your post. You know, say if you tag them, you know, and that takes that has a lot of value as a customer, bro, because they see you, you know, they know who you are. And there's other companies or hobby shops that don't even give a shit. They don't even do a little thank you or a little. All I'm asking is for I don't know how you say it. It's because my brain thinks in Spanish, so I don't know how to say it in English.
just say it in Spanish, and I'll help you with it. Recognition,
like, hey, you know what? Thanks for buying our products. You know that's all. That's
and,
all
it's
you know?
a lot of these hobby shops are mom and pops. You know, they're not corporate. And I've gone into a few hobby shops out there where they're just the customer service level is just horrible, and I've never gone back to them just because there's customer. There's the ones in, you know, the one in Corona. You know, customer service is awesome across the board. Doesn't matter who you talk to, they'll sit there and chat up with you, and next thing you know, you're telling you about their rigs and how much they've spent.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're spending a lot of money, kind of like that one time that we went, man. We walked in because we wanted a screw, and the guy was so cool that we ended up buying a lot of stuff, and it got expensive. But definitely, man,
that's when we bought the. That's when we ended up buying the
servos. Servo track. Both of ours had broken, and so huge shout out to Proline, Element, Enduro. You know what, RC plates, also who have done my license plates. They're awesome. They also repost stuff like that. But you know, I just wish that more of these companies would or mom and pop stores would kind of, you know, you buy stuff there, and especially right now in this crisis that we're going through, it helps them out as well, you know. So it's just crazy how people think sometimes. And also talking about the community, Mikey, big shout out to oh my goodness, I forgot his name real quick. Hold on. Mr. Miller from Miller Time Designs, who painted my my J Concepts creeper. Oh my God.
That's an awesome
compliment.
Awesome.
Man. And if you guys want your own design, or you have something in mind, or you want him to go crazy, contact him, guys. I've tagged him plenty of times. I'll keep doing it on my post with my creeper. Again, he's Miller Time Designs on Instagram. Please give him a like. And that's basically all that we have for today, Mikey. Our limit is coming up on our Zoom. It's because we get the free version. It's only 45 minutes. So let's be honest, we don't want to spend more money.
We can use that for the RCs.
Right. So next week, we'll be talking to your wife, because she got the bug because she saw you and she saw me. And she saw your son playing with the RC. So, you know, the bug bit her, and we just need more females out there to enjoy the sport, man, because it's amazing. It's such a stress reliever, right?
Or at least, yeah, exactly. You know, at least have all the wives get together, you know, one of these days.
I don't think all the guys think that's a good idea, Mike. I don't know if you're saying that because she's in a room, but I don't think a lot of people think that's a great idea, man.
Oh, man.
But
either way, man, I think
definitely we'll be talking more about our rigs that we have. Like I said, we have the Honcho, we have the TRX on your side, Mikey, and your son's Jeep Element Enduro that he built. And on my side, we have the Defender, we have the Bigfoot, we have the F-150, the F-100 Proline, and the Creeper that I just built. And of course, we have the Gatekeeper that it's about time to show face as well, man.
Right. That's about to say, when is that one gonna come out?
Well,
don't forget the don't forget the 8.6, that one that I have, the Drifter too. That one doesn't come out and play as often, you know. Right. That one needs a few upgrades as well, and we'll talk about that later down the line.
And my wife that bought me she just reminded me. She's like, hey, what about my gift? She bought me the Losi Baja Ray for my birthday, which I've had so much fun. And she saw the video on how we bashed it kind of bad. Make it jump.
Well, you know what? Real quick, what did she say about it? I mean, that thing was taking a beating.
Oh, she was not too happy, bro. She was not too happy. You guys want to see the video? It's up on our Instagram videos. You could watch it there, and it's gonna hurt you guys probably as much as me watching it again. So, and hopefully, maybe someday, Mikey, you could get your own little Baja Ray.
Someday, man. Someday. You never know. Santa Claus might bring me one.
Wow.
Hint, hint, wife.
Wow. All right, Mikey. So invite the people to follow us on Instagram, bro.
Well, go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Dos Hermanos RC. You can also find us on YouTube at Dos Hermanos RC. We have a couple videos posted there. And yeah, man, if you guys like it, subscribe, hit the follow button, and like everybody says, man, we'll see you on the trail. And don't hesitate to come up and say hi to us, man. And you know, appreciate it. I appreciate a lot of the people that come up and recognize us, or at least not me, but recognize the rig. So definitely, guys.
That's cool,
peace
man.
Out thanks to all of you, man.
All right, guys. So this is gonna be playing on our podcast that we're gonna put on YouTube on Dos Hermanos RC. Thank you once again. If you guys want to join us, leave a message on Instagram, and maybe we could invite you. If you're a manufacturer, or if you're a builder, or if you have stuff to sell, by all means, we would love to invite you to our show here on Dos Hermanos RC Radio Show. It would be an honor to have you in our show, man.
Absolutely, I'd be honored.
All right, guys, take it easy. Have a great night, and
have a good night, fellas. Have a good night, everybody. Keep trailing.
Broadcasting live from Los Angeles, California. This is Dos Hermanos RC Radio Show.